Good morning everyone and welcome to the Community Health Team's Facebook Live session today. I'm really pleased to say today that we've got Jennifer Kincaid joining us, and she's going to tell us a bit about what she does within the Coldside area and a bit about her job. So without further ado, we'll maybe just get started. Welcome Jen, thanks for coming along today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's quite alright.
The chat shows.
Yeah, I do, and we're going to have a good chat today, I believe, aren't we?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Jen, first of all, can you tell us a bit about the job you do within the Coldside area?
Yeah, so I am a community worker for the community empowerment team, and we do loads. It's mostly about engaging with the local community and trying to help them make changes, positive changes in their areas. So we've got loads of different community groups that we support. We've got even individuals can come along and we can create community groups around them, around what they think their needs are. One of the big projects that's come out of after lockdown and things is we've created a community larder in the Hilltown Community Centre, and that's due to the sort of need for support when it comes to food. Many of you know that people do struggle at this time. Community larders are a really sustainable method of doing that, so we get food donated and we get food that we buy in, and people come along and pay £2 for the session, and they get a couple of bags of food away with them. They can come twice a week. It's a Monday and a Friday, 12 o'clock till 3 o'clock. Anybody's welcome. You don't need to get a referral, you don't need to sign up, you can just turn up on the day and you can get a bit of help. And we've also had the lovely Jenny from the Maxwell Centre who's been along to give people advice and support where it's needed a wee bit further than food. So it's been really productive, really good actually, and really positive, and lovely volunteers as well.
Yeah. And that's a great thing to have in the area because it hasn't long started, I'm led to believe, and you've had quite a lot of people coming through the doors, which is good and it's bad because it's good that so many people know about it and are coming to get the help and support in the area, but it's a sad state of affairs when you think people are having to rely on, getting, food, etc. But it has been quite busy, and I've also got a flyer here. You're taking donations from members of the public as well, so could you tell us how and when people can donate to the larder, Jen?
Yeah, we're happy to take donations of anything that doesn't require refrigeration or freezing, and you can donate in the community centre, the Hilltown Community Centre on Alexander Street, any time Monday to Friday 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. If you just let reception know that you've got a donation, we'd appreciate anything that anybody can donate. Tins, cupboard food, even toiletries and things, we're really grateful for. So yeah, if you can, it's much appreciated.
And I remember getting asked at one point about donating food, and sometimes people have got their pets to consider as well. Can people donate some pet food to you as well?
Absolutely, pet food is really appreciated by some of the people that come along, and also stuff for babies, like nappies and things like this. These are really welcome donations as well. So if anybody has anything like that, please do donate if you can.
Okay, that's great. So get donating to the Coldside Community Centre if you can, that would be great. Jen, like a lot of us, we've all had to work differently during the restrictions that came into being in March. What have you had to do that's different, regarding COVID-19 and a different way of working?
Well, it was difficult to start with because many of the people who come along and volunteer and join our groups and things do it face to face, and we're used to being face to face and going out to the community and looking at the things that are needing fixed and fixing them and coming up with plans together. When COVID hit and we went into lockdown, it was really difficult to do that over the phone. We started trying to use video call technology to try and encourage people to get involved that way, and there was the other barrier of a lot of people who aren't online, who don't know how to use this technology. So we've been doing training for people to try and help them to develop their skills that way, and actually we've gained a few more volunteers that we didn't have before. Because they've had time to look at their community, they've had time, people have been going on walks, so they're seeing the things that they would like to change, and it's been really positive in that sense. So there's a really good group that go around doing litter picks just now that came from just before the lockdown had started, and they've been doing a great job, and they seem to be getting joined by more and more. There's a lovely pocket park on Fourbank Road that's developed. Local community just decided they wanted to make a change and make that a nicer space, and people using their outdoor spaces, that's where a lot of our community groups focus, is the outdoor spaces for people, because that's what makes your neighbourhood your neighbourhood. If these spaces are derelict or look terrible or there's fly tipping and things like that, it brings your living quality down. If we can develop strategies to make sure that these places are well kept and people appreciate them and use them, it becomes such a nicer place to live.
Yeah. And case in point of that, I walked past the garden in the community centre today and it's looking fantastic. So well done to the volunteers that are looking after the garden space just like the side of the community centre. So Jen, what about link-up work? How is that happening just now? What are you doing to link up with other agencies and organisations within the Coldside area?
Well, one of the things that during the lockdown that happened was many community groups wanted to help their community and just sort of jumped in to provide food, to provide energy, to provide somewhere to go, to speak to somebody, these kind of things, because obviously that was all closed down. And what we did was we worked with these organisations to coordinate an approach so that it wasn't being duplicated and to try and ensure that there was enough for everybody. So we had really close ties with Maxwell Centre beforehand, but we've developed a really good relationship with the Haven Hearing Voices Network on the Hilltown. But in between the three of us, we've managed to develop this sort of group where it's actually escalated now to include the management group here and Coldside Forum. And we've all kind of pulled together to develop resources that the whole community can use to try and work through the barriers that have arisen because of COVID. So yeah, it's been really nice and lovely to see so many dedicated organisations in our local community.
It really does bring people together and it's great to hear all the positive things that are happening within the area. I know from working in the area myself, Jennifer, that in previous years yourself and the rest of your team have done wonders on the lead up to Christmas. There's been some fantastic things that have happened and I just wonder how you're going to, address that this year with all the restrictions and the difficulties that there'll be. What can you do and what is going on in December leading up?
Well, obviously we weren't able to have our big Christmas light switch on, we're not able to have Santa's grottos and all these kind of things. What we have managed to do is get Christmas lights put up on the lampposts on the Hilltown. We've got, which look a wee bit low, and I will say that, but they are the proper height, and the Christmas tree up at York's, which is stunningly lit. If you get a chance to go and have a look up there, it is so lovely. And we've got a Hilltown festive windows competition, so you can walk up and down the Hilltown and look through the shop windows, see if you can find the numbers 1 to 24. And if you take a note of the number and which shop it's in and send us a message on this Facebook page, you can win a prize, so it's well worth doing that. And it's just a nice wee thing to get out and see what the shops are doing as well for Christmas, because some of them have got some good competitions on as well. We've also got the community management group, community centre management group, who have set up this lovely garden light extravaganza in the garden, which is really lovely. And the Maxwell Centre are doing a max hour every Thursday morning at 9:30 to 10:30, where people can come along and just speak to people. They do a wee bit of litter picking, they do a wee bit in the Hilltown Park, and it's a really lovely sense of community there. And they've also done an enchanted garden in their community garden area, so they've got lights up, and I think the fairies have taken over. I think that's the way it's going. The fairies have taken over and people can go in and see if they can find any, but you do need to book that, so if you're wanting to book that, you can phone the Maxwell Centre for that.
Okay, so still lots going on. It's not stopped you. You found another way to do things, so that's showing real resilience and making sure that there's some festivity and some activities going on during December.
And one of the sad things was that at the Christmas events we would have sort of kids choirs singing and local people getting involved, and it was almost a way for all the different organisations in the community to say Merry Christmas to everybody in the community, and they're not getting that chance. So we've created a project whereby we're posting a video every night in December at 6 o'clock on this Facebook page. And it's from all different organisations. We've had DVBA last night, Santa Claus himself was on, he's a good friend of ours. He was on the night before, on the 1st of December. Tonight, I'm not going to spoil it, but there will be another video tonight. But we've got videos from primary schools, we've got videos from other organisations, we've got some really funny dancing, some really good activities, and there might even be a few quizzes in there. So hopefully the community can feel the love that these organisations have for them, and they'll be able to feel that.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Jen, you mentioned York's. Now that's one of the shops can you explain whereabouts that is so as people would know where to go to see it?
Sure, it's on the Hilltown at the top beside Hilltown Clock. So just as you come to Strathmartin Road.
Right, so that's a very famous landmark, the Hilltown Clock, so just right across the road from the Hilltown Clock if you want to see any festivities. Jen, are you actively looking for people to get involved in anything, or has it been difficult because there's restrictions about how many people and volunteers you can take on? Because sometimes people have got a lot more time just now to do things. Is that something you're looking at?
Absolutely, we're really keen. We've got a number of different groups that you can join if you are interested in getting involved in your local community for various different reasons. There's the Community Regeneration Forum. Their role is that they meet once a month and they discuss how funding can be spent in the local area, and with that you get to know a lot of different projects that are happening, you get to know the people that are applying for funding, you get to know the good that these projects are doing in the community. It's a really rewarding group to join. The Hilltown Community Centre Local Management Group are desperate for more volunteers, and they have they create programmes within the community centre, craft groups, digital photography, the garden group, these sort of things, and they can do lovely events like Christmas fairs and things like that normally. At the minute obviously we can't do that. The Coldside Community Forum are more of an active group, so they meet and try and discuss local issues and try and work out ways to solve any issues that are happening, or to engage with the community to find out how people are feeling. And we're also doing a wee bit of engagement around the shopping district on the Hilltown, how that can be made better, and the Hilltown Park area, and how we can develop that and make it a bit better as well. So if you've got any thoughts or you want to get involved in any of these groups, you can just give me a phone. My phone number is 01382 433 580, and we'd love to have you on board.
There you go, you've got the phone number, and we will repeat it again at the end. So if you've got some time on your hand and you'd like to help develop the Hilltown area, Coldside area in any way, please do give Jen a phone. Jen, can I also ask you about, I was always someone with my groups that would think of you as the first person when I was out with any of the walking groups that I had, or any of my other groups, if there was something that wasn't quite right in the area. For instance, sometimes when we're walking around Dundee Park, if we saw something like overhanging branches and bushes that were inhibited people walking, or if the toilets weren't opened, you were always my first port of call. Is that something that we can still do? Still get in touch with Jen to say, look, this is happening in the area just now, can you get in touch with the right person about it?
Yeah, you can still do that. Then the other good thing is that you can actually message then your neighbourhood Facebook page, and just give us a wee bit of detail about what the issue might be, and that allows us to have a written copy of it so we understand really clearly. So if there is anything that you think is not quite right, if the toilets in Dundee Park aren't open, for example, or there's a really dangerous pavement or anything like that, you can get in touch with us through the Facebook page, or you can use my phone number, and because we can only sort things if we know about them.
Absolutely,
that's the thing. So it's important that if you do notice something that you think needs changed or is looked at, do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you.
And I'd like to say Jen is very good at getting things to happen very quickly, because I know if I've reported, the toilets aren't open at Dundee, the very next time we go, the toilets have been generally opened. And I'm still there on a Thursday with one of my targeted walking groups, and we've got a dedicated person who likes to run up and check, toilets are open, and I go, that's great, Jen's doing a great job with the team, so thanks very much.
It's a running joke between Alison and I that the toilets need to be open and Dundee Park.
Yeah, well, if you're out for a walk and you get caught short, it's really important to have the toilets there, so it is a good facility to have.
And the toilet in Dundee Park was actually one of the projects that was funded by the Community Regeneration Forum.
Yeah.
And Friends of groups in local parks are another group that we support, and there's a Friends of Dundee Park group.
Yeah.
So obviously we can't meet at the minute, but yeah.
And I know I do a lot of promotion about Baxter's Park, but now we're on the subject of Dundee Park. What a wonderful park and green space area that is. And when we were walking around the park with the group last week, Jen, people were playing tennis, and that was at the end of November, which was great to see. There was a personal trainer there was lots of dog walkers, there was someone on a scooter, and the skate park was amazing, and we stopped at the skate park for a while, and the things that people can do on these skateboards is like death-defying stunts. So they're getting fit, and they're certainly, getting out in the fresh air, and it's wonderful to see, but my heart was in my mouth with some of the tricks and all the stunts that they can do. So the skate park in Dundee, if you walk through there, just take time out to watch some of the guys and girls that are doing all these activities. It's really good to see. Jen, so people in the Coldside area have got a lot to look forward to, because there's lots of things that you're doing to try and make it as Christmassy as possible. The ladder, again, it's Monday and Friday that it's on, so if anybody wants to come along, the time again was, Jen?
12 o'clock until 3 o'clock.
12 o'clock to 3. Is there anything else you'd like to promote within Coldside or talk about?
Well, out with those times in the larder, there's a community cupboard, the Coldside Community Cupboard, and that's based outside Maxwell Centre in Hilltown Park. You can just go along and help yourself. That's usually out between 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And they do get some really good things in. They get sort of baked goods and various different fruits and veggies, so it's well worth a wee look to have a look and see what that is. And again, you don't need a referral, you can just rock up. There's no charge for that one, you can go in for free and just top up. But if you are struggling, or if you are finding that you don't know where to turn for support, you can give us a phone and we can help.
Okay. I've talked about Dundee Park, but we'll also talk about the Hilltown Park as well. I go walking around there on a Wednesday with a small group of people, and a couple of them really enjoy using the fitness equipment that's there. So you've got the fitness equipment, and I think that was provided through yourselves as well.
The Regeneration Forum paid for that as well, yeah.
Right, so that's a great thing to be using as well. So just finding out about all the things that's on in your area is a really good thing.
I would say as well, if you are watching this and you're from a project that's looking for funding, you can apply for the Coldside Regeneration Fund. So you can give us a wee phone and we'll point you in the right direction for that as well. So
that's reaching out to everybody. We're trying to reach out to everybody in Coldside. We're reaching out to other organisations. Jen's talking about money, so if any organisations need any funding, there's your woman sitting right next to me there. Hopefully you'll get inundated now and your group will be saying, Jen, for goodness sake, what are you doing?
I'm going to regret doing this, Charles.
But the good thing is it's all to enhance the area, make it better, and make it a better place to live for everyone. So Jen, I'll just quickly go over the food larder again. People that are maybe going to be donating things, there's a little list here that we don't really need to read out, but I'll just give you a quick idea of what maybe Jen's looking for. I know she mentioned some, but diluting juices, pastas, jellies, Angel Delight snacks, tinned fruits, teas, coffees, etc. Nappies, you mentioned that as well, long life milk, toiletries, and that's a really important thing as well, isn't it? Getting the shower gels, toothpaste, toothbrushes, etc. So all those things are welcome too. So please, if you can, donate. Jen and our team will be really glad to receive them. So if we covered most things in the Coldside area, probably there's still...
Oh, there's probably loads that we could go on about.
We would need a 2-hour slot, I think, Jen. But just to let you know, we're not sure who's coming along next week, but the following week, which I think is the 17th of December, we've got a couple of surprise guests coming along. So we can't say too much about them because we're under contract not to say who's coming along. But please, if you can, tune in on the 17th of December at 11 o'clock. It's an occasion not to be missed. So I'll just say thank you very much to Jen for coming along today. That was so good to hear everything that's going on in Coldside. Again, the person behind the camera is doing a great job. We've got Robin behind the camera there, and I think someone had thought that Robin was just the cameraman, but just to let you know, Robin's not just the cameraman, he's the team leader of the community health team as well, but he does a multitude of things over and above what's required of him. So Robin, thanks very much for all your help with the camera. Robin's given us a thumbs up, so I'll do that for you. So thank you very much everyone for tuning in this week, and remember, get in your diary the 17th of December. Thanks very much everyone, catch up with you soon.